with the right knee bent into the chest. Extend your left arm and we'll roll onto and then we'll start to unroll that top half of the body. You can keep the knee bent or you can extend it all the way out. Look over your right shoulder for the full twist. And breathe into the spiral from your hips all the way through your spine to your shoulders. Inhaling here. And then exhale, slowly begin to unwind, bending the knee into the chest. We'll reach the arms overhead, take a nice big inhale, and then exhale, shoot the leg out and the arms down to sit yourself all the way up. Okay, so we'll keep this left leg into the hammock. We'll bend the right leg into a half butterfly. And just sway the leg out side to side. Just let this feel good. Breathing in, breathing out. And then allow the leg to come into the center. Inhale here. And then exhale. You can just melt and surrender yourself down. And just make friends with your hamstring. Release any tension in your jaw, relax your foot. Just feel the weight of your legs supported by the hammock. If at any time this bothers your ankle, you can always spread it out a little bit over your leg like this. Create a little bit more support. And slowly start to roll yourself up. And we're going to take this right leg into the hammock. So both feet in the hammock now. And we're just going to bask like a crocodile in the sun. So bring your forearms onto the mat. Lift your chest, point through your toes, and drop your head back if that's comfortable for you. Inhale here. And then exhale, coming all the way up. And we'll keep the right leg into the hammock. Bend your left leg to this half butterfly. Sway the leg side to side. Just loosening up the hip a little bit. And then we'll bring the leg into inhale to guide you forward, and the exhale releases you down. Just notice how one side feels. You don't have to compare it to the other, but you're just aware. This is just self-knowledge that we know what to work on. We know which side to maybe just give a little extra love or attention to. And then inhale, rise yourself all the way back up. We're going to take our foot out of the hammock and bring the soles of both feet together for a butterfly. Hammock in front of you. Reach your arms out wide as you inhale. Make a prayer with your hands in front of the hammock. Then point your hands to your heart. Find a little smile. Wrap your hands around once. And then slide the hammock forward. And then we'll push the hammock forward and melt the heart down toward the earth. Just allow your head to be heavy like a bowling ball, and breathe into those little muscles underneath the armpit, these little intrinsic muscles that we may not think about so often here, but we're just going to give them a nice stretch. And then we'll just sway side to side a bit here, just opening up the side body a bit more. And you can start to circle that around, like we're circling a big cauldron of our dreams and desires. And just going any which way, and just turning off the thinking mind and moving with the wisdom of the body. No right or wrong way to do this. Just find some sahaja, some creative flow. Making it big, small, fast, slow. And then the next time you come into the center, we're just going to shoot those legs out and then press back down into a straddle position. And then we'll sway over to one side, just hold there. And then over to the other side. And come through center. And use your inhale to come all the way up. All right, so let's take our right ankle back into the hammock, and then we'll turn to the side. So your right hip is probably going to be off the floor. That's okay. We're going to reach the right arm over away, breathing in, breathing out. And then come all the way up, and we'll go into the leg. So right arm can come to the inside of the leg, left arm overhead. You may find the hammock. You can combine both poles of the fabric. You may even find your foot. You can even take this arm and reach it across to the opposite knee, like a compass pose. But whatever you do, just make sure that you peek your eyes underneath your arm, like you're looking for a bit of daylight here. And if your shoulders are tight, just bring your hand behind your head. And then we'll come all the way up. Reach your arms to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, bow forward to the center. And slowly peel yourself up on an inhale. And then we're going to turn away from the hammock here. So come onto your hands and your one knee to a tabletop, and we'll sway the leg out side to side. Breathing in, breathing out. And then align the leg with your center and keep the leg straight. And we're just going to push ourselves down into a pigeon pose. So your bottom knee, it can be in a kneeling position with the knee straight, or you can slightly externally rotate the leg from the hip to get a bit deeper into that left outer hip, we have to use some effort to keep the right leg straight, to stretch that groin. So you can stay on the forearms or bring your forehead down to the hands. Or you may eventually just get tired and you can drop the knee down. Right, so it's going to find the floor. And again, this is a great place to stay. Or since we've stretched the shoulders a little bit, we can work on our king pigeon. So you can bring yourself up and you'll keep that foot hooked on. And you really want to lift yourself up. Reach back for the fabric with your right hand, thumb down. This is a great place to work on flipping your grip. And you'll bring the elbow up. And you have to really lift up to grab that fabric behind you. You may want to combine both poles of the fabric together and then sink the hips down. You can lift your eyes up. This is an advanced posture, so be mindful as you move into it and breathe. Remember that the breath is always the queen, so we want to be mindful as we go into some of these more advanced positions. And slowly release. Walk your hands back forward. Keep your foot hooked on. We're going to bring the other foot in to meet it and then just slide the feet down until the hammock comes all the way to the hips. And then bring your forearms down. Make a pillow with your hands and just stack your head down. And then we can make some little circles here in this low flying inverted position. This just helps to relieve the lower back after if you did that pigeon pose. Little sways. Just bring the knees down. You can just rest here for a few moments. And slowly start to press yourself up on an inhale. Walk your hands in, walk your knees in. And we'll keep the fabric in front of us for the other side. You can shift your hips down to the ground. And we'll take the left ankle into the fabric and turn to face the side. Breathe in, reach your arms wide, and stretch over to your right side. And then we'll come up and over to the left side. So left arm to the inside of the leg, reaching the right arm up and overhead. So you may find the fabric, you may find your foot, reach the hand across. So lots of options here. And inhale, arms to the sky, and exhale, bow forward. Releasing your head. You may or may not find the floor, that's okay. You can always use a block if you need to support your head. And slowly roll up as you inhale. And then we'll turn away, coming into this tabletop position. So just sway the leg out a bit side to side. And then bring the legs straight back into the center as you inhale. And then exhale, sink the hips down into your pigeon. And again, you can stay here or find a bit of external rotation. And lower down onto your forearms, releasing your head, breathing here. into your hips, into this emotional center. We often have a lot of trauma and stiffness stored down into our hips, so just listen to anything that's speaking to you in this moment. And again, eventually you can bend the knee, staying here, or coming up to work on your Ekapada Raja Kapotasana, full king pigeon, single leg pigeon. All right, so working on the flip grip. So the thumb is down, the elbow is down, and then rotating it up. Then you may need to lift up to reach yourself back. Walking your hands together, you can combine the poles of the fabric. And breathe here. And slowly release your hands. We'll take that counter stretch one more time. So both feet come into the fabric. Slide the feet down, slide the fabric down to your hips. Make sure it's really on your hip bones here so it doesn't squeeze your belly. And then just allow yourself to release. Forehead comes down onto the arms. You may even want to bend your knees a bit here. Just really release your lower back. And if you want to go a little bit further into the chest here, we can just stretch the arms forward. So you'll open your legs wide, hook your feet onto the fabric, bring your chin onto the mat. Breathe here. And also just point your toes. Slowly releasing the knees, bringing yourself back down to the ground, back to planet Earth. Not that far away, right? And coming all the way up. And we're simply just going to turn around and put our backpack on. So you want the hammock just right underneath of your shoulders. And we're just gonna lean back into this beautiful cosmic aerial yoga backpack. You can just lean yourself back, you can lift your hips up. Just finding a nice little stretch here. Always support your head with your hands. When you are ready to come up, one hand up, curl your chin to your chest to come up. And then this time we'll keep the hips down. And again, we'll just lean ourselves back. Elbows wide like wings, hands behind the head. And tuck the chin to the chest, come all the way up. Hips stay down, chin to the chest, just find some traction. So bring your elbows forward, press your arms into the hammock. You can always give yourself a little massage here. And coming all the way up. Let's take a little sway side to side, leaning back. Letting this feel good. Like a palm frond blowing in the breeze. And then coming up, we'll shift the hips over to the side so that you're sitting all the way down. All right, now let's take a child's pose. So you'll just tuck your chin to the chest and let the elbows hook into the fabric and bring your head down. And just feel your elbows lift up. And slowly roll yourself up on an inhale. And then we'll shift the hips over to the sides, swing the legs all the way around.